So I'm at my job for the day. We're going to replace this little edge here with these little guys. Interesting way to top a column. These guys have trouble too, but we're not contracted to do anything about them. The trouble is there's a wooden post down inside masonry and it gets wet and swollen and has blown and rotten, these three, but that's not on our contract to do. So anyway, what we are doing is this lintel above the door. The steel's not secure and there's no wall ties in it. So, man, there's some goofy stuff they did too. So we got to figure out where we're at and why we're at with that. And so I'm going to start demoing that here in a second and get going. So really lame on this angle iron lintel up here. The edge of the brick is here that it's supposed to be supporting on. The edge of the steel comes to about right here. Over here, they gave about an inch more. Pretty lame. Pretty weak. Hence why slamming the door made the brick start falling down. Because the only thing holding this thing up at this point, a little bit of gravity and some caulk along the brick molding here on the door. So I did bring a piece of steel in anticipation of this. It's not my first barbecue, so I'm fully equipped. We're gonna go ahead and take it. We're gonna check for studs back along the wall. It's got that stupid Hemosote foam panel. It's not structural sheeting garbage developers use to build stuff. We're going to go ahead and run this steel at least one brick, and then we're going to also drill and mount to the wall itself. And then we'll put in a replacement course of brick on it. On top of that replacement course of brick, at this level we will mount wall ties to whatever studs or header. Theoretically should be a header in here, but being as how in the framing, being as how it's a developer built house, cheaper is better, right? Cannot believe, with all the advancements in building technology, I mean, we build trash. We build trash that won't even last 20 years, 30 years, and we could do a lot better. But you know, that's what happens when you try to have an infinitely expanding economy in a world of finite resources. You know, everybody thinks a free market means screw who you can, and I'm not trying to get political with that, but that's a fact of life that the bill is going to come due on one of these days. We did have a little sad thing behind the broken out brick. Some of it actually fallen on the people that live here, which is just terrible. But a little bird had tried to make his winter nest back there and didn't make the winter, so we're gonna bag the bird, and we bagged the bird and take the little bird home and put the bird out to wild. So anyway, onward. So this builder, contractor, developer, and mason really ought to be really proud of themselves. I'm going to get a little commentary going here. Half inch, huh? You couldn't go 4 inches? You know, the nickel you saved? You know, a very good friend of mine used to have moments like this go, hey man, won't someone think of the shareholders? I mean, you know, there's money got to be made here. I mean, you add up all them nickels and, you know, you get $1 billion nickels, now you have $1 billion nickels, you know? I mean, who cares if it falls down in a few years? You know, there you go. There's your half inch. I mean, really? But I guess I just got to remember, some people got boat payments, you know? You gotta pay for that boat, and then you need that second boat. I mean, what are you saving here? What are you saving? At least go a half a brick, you know? Give it something. And what, 15 cents for bolts? That's what I'm going to spend, is about 15 cents for bolts on this sucker. Another 50 cents on wall ties? So for $1 more, this never would have happened. Now, hey, I got a day's work out of it. You know? But you cannot build a long-standing and long, powerful economy on the idea, well, we'll do a really crummy job, and then we'll have to fix it later. A half inch. Whoever did this ought to be ashamed of themselves. Just ashamed of themselves. So, cleaned out the cracked, loose ones. We're going to go a half a brick each side. What I'm going to do, in addition to that, is I'm going to put 4 mounting holes in the replacement piece of angle iron and bolt it to the header I am absolutely shocked to find a header in there, but hooray for that. Anyway, so I'm gonna go get the steel cut now. So as you can see, the brick molding comes higher than the course of brick next to it. There are ways when you're laying to make those things come out better, but it is what it is. So we got the steel in. It's blocked off, but I used you can see it there, used Simpson strong tie structural screws, mounted them into the header behind. So I'm scribing in the brick to keep the joint line right and leave enough room for the brick above. You can see the space above the upper brick would be enough to put a joint below it if we run tight to the plywood soffit. So I've got 6 of these to custom cut in. I did not bring my big table saw today, so I'm gonna be using my little 4.5-inch angle grinder, which works just fine. Make these little cuts, getting ready to go do number 2. So I got the little guys cut replaced for that and demoed out of there. Just about ready for mud there. And I got my little header course there scribed in. We'll get them leveled out and then get them mudded in and the bricks above. This course right here, once they're mudded in, I'm going to put in I'm going to mount wall ties to them, help bind that overhead in. Probably overkill, but the rest of the house can fall down except for my work. My work's got to go last. We're wall tying on this course, this header course, with Simpson strong screws into the header above the door. And so we got these guys in and mudded in there. So ready to do the next course and then go fix that column down below. So I got the brick in, got them initially wiped down, brushed, struck in, the whole 9 yards. It'll take several years for the mortar to dry the same color as the wall around it. Scribed in real nice along the steel there. And my friend Irvine stopped by and are visiting, and Jim helps me other times when it's bigger stuff, and he can't help himself. He's sweeping right now. He just started handing tools and stuff like we did. And this one I'm waiting for the mud to set enough for me to finish striking, brushing, and wiping down. So fixed up the columns, all struck in. Got above the door here, all struck in, scribed in. It's a good looking job, all things being equal. Wall tied in the course, 4 bolts in the steel. Steel extends a full half brick either side now. So she's strong, she's straight, good to go. Do the job, get paid, and we're gone.